الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار. ربنا إنك من تدخل النار فقد أخزيته وما للظالمين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبه نستعين وما توفيقي إلا بالله عليه توكلت وإليه أنيب. أما بعد والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام.
Alhamdulillah, we hope to continue with our lessons from the glorious Quran. Today, the 4th of Ramadan, 1443 years after the Hijrah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is equivalent to 5th of April 2022 in this Masjid of Federal University of Technology, Minna. We stopped last at Surah Al-Nisa'i, that is chapter 4 of the glorious Quran, verse 99. Inshallah, we'll start from verse 100 today.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ومن يهاجر في سبيل الله يجد في الأرض مراغما كثيرا وسعة ومن يخرج من بيته مهاجرا إلى الله ورسوله ثم يدركه الموت فقد وقع أجره على الله وكان الله غفورا رحيما.
Allah Ta'ala told us in verses higher before this the importance of associating yourselves with the Muslims under their leadership. After the Muslims migrated under the leadership of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, nobody has a genuine excuse to remain behind, not to follow the Prophet in the Hijrah. Of course, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mentioned that unless if the person has no any other means and he cannot do anything, then Allah Ta'ala excuse that kind of person. إِلَّا الْمُسْتَضْعَفِينَ مِنَ الرِّجَالِ وَالنِّسَاءِ وَالْوِلْدَانِ لَا يَسْتَطِيعُونَ حِيلَةً وَلَا يَهْتَدُونَ سَبِيلًا. Those ones that cannot do anything, they don't have any plan, and they don't have any way, any means, then those ones Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala had given their excuse, and accepted their excuse. So Allah Ta'ala said, while discussing the importance of abandoning a land that has made life so difficult for you in practicing your religion, that you migrate for hijrah to go and stay with the Muslims, where you can serve Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala freely. Allah said, وَمَنْ يُهَاجِرْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ يَجِدْ فِي الْأَرْضِ مُرَاغَمًا كَثِيرًا وَسَعًا وَمَنْ يَخْرُجْ مِنْ بَيْتِهِ مُهَاجِرًا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ ثُمَّ يُدْرِكْهُ الْمَوْتُ فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Allah says, وَمَنْ يُهَاجِرْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, whoever immigrates for the sake of Allah, he abandoned what he is into, he abandoned his land, he abandoned his comfort, he abandoned whatever he is enjoying just for the sake of Allah. Then يَجِدْ فِي الْأَرْضِ مُرَاغَمًا كَثِيرًا, he will find within the surface of the earth a lot of areas or places where he can migrate. Muyasa'a as well as provision of Allah. Meaning there are so many alternatives and options you can have if you actually want to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If certain things, certain areas are so harsh for you, so difficult for you, find another place that will be able to serve Allah. And if you do that for the sake of Allah, Allah will abandon you. He will always give you a way out. وَمَنْ يَخْرُجْ مِنْ بَيْتِهِ مُهَاجِرًا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ ثُمَّ يَدْرِكُ الْمَوْتُ فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. And whoever leave his house or his home or his country or his place, or abandon whatever he is doing for the sake of Allah Ta'ala, then in the process of going out to go and stay with the Muslims, then when يخرج من بيته مهاجرا إلى الله ورسوله, he immigrates to Allah and His Messenger. ثم يدركه الموت, on his way before reaching that place he died on the way. Allah said فقد وقع أجره على الله. His reward has been confirmed with Allah. Allah gave him his full reward. For what? For the intention. إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Whoever intends something, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him for the intention. Even if he has not accomplished it, he will get a reward for that intention. And that is why it's very important, whatever you do, have very good mind and intention of doing good. Even if you are able to fulfill that thing, Allah still give you reward. We mentioned earlier, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was explaining to us to see how merciful Allah is. That any person that intends doing good, just by the intention, if it is sincere, Allah gives him the reward, even if he is unable to do the good thing. While if he intends doing it and he finally achieved and then did it, he will have multiples of rewards, 10-fold, 700, and even more. If he intends doing evil and then he withdrew, Allah still gives him a reward for the intention, for the withdrawal from the evil. Then it is only if he intends doing evil and he went ahead to commit the evil that one sin will be recorded against him, only one. And scholar says, and even then, the one sin that is written for him is not permanently written. An opportunity will still be given to him for repentance. If he repents, it will be wiped away. This is the mercy and rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you intend doing good, Allah reward you for the intention. Same thing for the hijrah. You intend abandoning evil things, because hijrah does not necessarily mean abandoning a place to another place. It can also mean abandoning a way of life that is bad to another way of life that is good. Hijrah, migrating from evil to good. Abandoning your wrong ways of life to a correct way of life. Abandoning your own bad or evil philosophy to the good and better one. Anything that has to do with migration or transferring from one state to the other, if it is done for the sake of Allah Ta'ala, you get a reward. In fact, it was stated, a hadith, it is there in Riyadh Salih's story about someone who killed 99 souls. He killed 99 people, but then something touched his mind that all this life he is living an evil way of life. For example, may Allah protect us, these people that are called ritualists, doing so many things to kill life, to destroy life. If Allah still intends, or there is some benefit of good that particular person can have with Allah, he can repent and Allah can accept the repentance. So this particular person now came back to his senses as he realized that what he is doing is bad. He now said he wants to repent. So he was guided. He said, who can help me so that I can live this evil way? So some people guided him that there is somebody who is known to be dedicated in worship. Go to him. Very committed to worship. So he went to that particular person. When he went to him, he narrated his story. The person said, you killed 99 and you want to repent? How can you get away from Allah? You kill 99 people, you want to repent? It's not possible. So when he told him all these things, he realized that he has no way out. Then before he finally left, he killed this person and completed the 100. And that is the kind of result you always get if you don't give someone a way out of his problem. There is no problem that don't have solution. If you don't know the solution, say, I don't know the solution, so that another person might be helpful in providing the solution. But by the time you close all gates for someone, then continue to be doing whatever he is doing. It is being said, even if it is a cat, ordinary cat, if you are following it, it's running away, you are following it, and then you lock all the doors and windows. You lock all the doors and windows, you are following it. If it finally realizes there is nowhere for it to escape, and it takes a stand, you better run away, otherwise it will act. So don't push people to the wall. Don't close all gates to people. Allow windows and opportunities for repentance, and windows and opportunities for changes, windows and opportunities for other things. Alternatives are always important. So this person still came back and then still felt bad on his way of life and feel the need to still go and see if he can find a way out, and Allah can forgive him. So some people then guided him and said, there is a scholar in so please go to him. So he now went to that particular scholar and told him, this is what I did. I killed 100 people in my life. Can I get any means? Is there any way that Allah can forgive me? This person is a scholar. He said, of course, who can stand between Allah and his servants? If truly you want to repent between you and Allah, it's between you and Allah as a slave or servant. But the only thing I will tell you, that land you are staying is an evil land. Leave that particular community. Migrate and go to another community, so please stay with the people there. With this your clear mind, and then Allah can create a way out for you. This person now started the journey. You see the difference between a scholar and someone who is just dedicated to worship. Someone who is only worshiping and serving Allah and doing this, but he don't know what he's doing. It's very important we have the knowledge and acquire the knowledge of that activity or ibadah we are engaged in. And that's why the scholar of Ahdari said it is important and binding for you to know what you are doing. To know, one of the important things about your knowledge is to know the kind of activity you are doing. What is the ruling behind that? May Allah assist us. So this person on his way to go and meet those people that he will stay with, he died on the way. He didn't reach the place. So when he died on the way, the angels of Rahmah, of mercy, wanted to take him because this person have turned his mind already towards Allah. The angels of punishment wanted to take him because this is a person that spent all his life in evil. So an argument now came to them. All these things used to happen for Allah to teach us some lessons. So at the end, the judgment was passed between the two that, okay, what he should do, measure his, because he died like on the border, measure the distance between where he died to the town he left, and from where he died to the town he is going. If he is closer to the town he is going, take him and then for the rahmah of Allah. That's the town of repentance. If he is closer to the other town, then take him because he has not yet is closer to the town of evil. When the measurement was done, in another narration, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directed the earth to make a movement, and he was shifted a little to this side. And he now fallen in the house of Rahmah. And Allah forgive him. So you see, intention of good, sincere intention. Allah Ta'ala reward him for that intention. If your mind is good, and you actually want to be good, not that you are deceiving, because some people can claim to be good, but inside them they are deceivers. Very sincere with what you do, Allah reward you for that sincerity. Someone died. I narrated this story last year. I'm still narrating because of its importance. Someone died. He said, if I should die, my people take my body, burn the corpse into ashes, spread it in the sea. And he died, his people did the same. They took his body, they burned it into ashes, and then spread it in the sea. Allah Ta'ala directed angels to gather him together. Allah is the creator. He created you from nothing. So even if you finally disappear, he will turn you back to life. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered angels to gather this person back. When they gathered him, Allah said he should be asked, why did you did this to yourself? You destroy yourself like this. He said, oh, Allah, I am scared of meeting you. Because all my life, I have been living badly. I am scared. I have not seen good things to present before you, O Allah. That's why I did this. Allah Ta'ala said to the angels, listen, because of this fear, sincerely between him and me, I have forgiven him. Rahmah of Allah. And that is why the belief of our scholars, Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, is that you don't declare someone in hell. You say, so-so person is in hell, so-so person is in paradise. Did you enter the hell and see him there? Did you enter, you see him there? Did you enter the paradise and saw him there? No. All you can do is that this person committing this act, I'm scared, this person, whoever is doing act like this might end up in hellfire. But not the individual directly, because you don't know between him and Allah what might have happened before he died. You don't know. And the same thing, you don't declare someone, you call his name, this person is in Jannah. Because you are not the one that gives Jannah, it's Allah that gives. You don't know what probably might have happened just before the person have died. So may Allah assist us. So Allah's rahmah is so spacious, is so vast. The windows are so much that Allah can accept his servant. So let us repent sincerely. Let us ask for Allah's forgiveness sincerely. Let us come back to Allah. Let us change our way of lives. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rahmah is bountiful. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَنْ يَخْرُجْ مِنْ بَيْتِهِ مُهَاجِرًا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ ثُمَّ يُدْرِكْهُ الْمَوْتُ فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. He immigrated, left that place for the sake of Allah, but couldn't reach that destination. He died. Allah gave him his full reward. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. And Allah forever has always been forgiving and merciful. Allah is forgiving and merciful. You see, the issue of mercy, the issue of kindness, is a very important issue and attribute of Allah, that Muslims are supposed to be in forefront in showing kindness, mercy to people, to other living things. In every salat, more than 17 times in a day, Muslims are reminded on two important attributes of Allah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. In every salat, say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. You always, this is the first attribute that Allah Ta'ala gave himself, because the first chapter of the glorious Quran is what? Surah Al-Fatiha. The first thing in the glorious Quran is Alhamdulillah, appreciating Allah, thanking Allah, Rabbil Alameen, the Lord, Master of the entire existence, Al-Alam, Kullu ma siwallah. Anything other than Allah, Allah is the Master, the Lord, the owner, the provider for that thing. Rabbil Alameen. After praising Allah, you now describe Allah as Allah, the Lord of the entire existence. Rabbil Alamin, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Before you give an attribute of Allah, of Him being the Creator that punish, you have first started saying the Creator who is merciful, who is kind, who is benevolent. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. Scholar says after Allah qualified himself as Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, the most beneficent, the most merciful, you now say he is Malik Yawmiddin, the king and honor and judge of the day of judgment. Imagine the day of judgment when the judge on that day is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. The judge on that day is beneficent, is merciful, is kind, is Ar-Rahman, is Ar-Rahim. He is the Malik Yawmiddin. He didn't say he is Allah Ta'ala who punishes, that is going to be the Lord and Master on the day of judgment. But Allah who forgives, Allah who is kind, Allah who is merciful. And that is why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was saying to Aisha radiallahu anha, his wife, one of these days. He was in the house, a slave lady came in. This slave happened to be among those that were captured during battles. So she came, her baby, she took the baby and was breastfeeding the baby. Breastfeeding the baby out of love for a mother to her child. Rasul asked Aisha and said, do do you think this mother will pluck her body, will remove this baby and throw her into fire to burn her into ashes? And I said, no, he can't do that. She can't do that. Why? Because of that love between a mother and a child. Rasulullah said, that feeling of love and care between a mother and a child, the one between Allah and His servant is more than that. It's more than that. You see someone falling into the punishment of Allah Ta'ala, the wrath of Allah Ta'ala, the anger of Allah Ta'ala, is someone that has gone beyond areas he can be forgiven by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. The same thing, one of these days, Aisha radiallahu anha, in the presence of Rasul, she said, oh, the Messenger of Allah, a woman came, she was begging for food. I don't have anything to give her other than dates, this dabino. I gave her, she was about chewing, then she gave the daughters, they chewed the daughters, and then take one, about chewing. The children were looking at, she now stopped eating her, or she shared it into two and gave them. He now said, the mercy of Allah is more than this. Therefore, let us seek for the rahmah of Allah. And let us not close the gate of rahmah of Allah to people. Don't say Allah will never forgive this. Allah will never forgive this. Don't say that. I pray Allah Ta'ala assist us. There's a hadith. Someone said Allah will never forgive this. He said, I will have destroyed your work and have forgiven you. Because Allah is the master. If you say Allah will not forgive him, Allah can decide to forgive him and then hold you responsible. Because An-Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us in one of his statements, none of us will be qualified to enter the Jannah with his own activities or actions alone. It's the rahmah of Allah. The rahmah of Allah, the mercy of Allah, the kindness of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So Allah is forgiving, Allah is merciful. The Muslims are supposed to have this attribute. And that is why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Allah has written, كَتَبَ الْإِحْسَانَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. In anything you do as Muslims, try to be good in that particular thing. Rasul said, even if you are slaughtering an animal that you are supposed to eat, show some kind of empathy towards that animal. Slaughter it in a way that it will just die instantly. Don't suffer it, don't strangulate it. Slaughter it with a sharp knife that it will die immediately, and then you eat it. This is animal. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw one of these days, a bird was flying on the tree, was disturbed. Rasul came and made the comment. I said, who disturbed this bird? The children, the companions, and also say, no, we are the one that took its baby. Rasul said, return back its baby to it. You put it into worry. A bird, flying bird. Today someone will go and snatch the children of some people and will begin to be asking for money before they release those children. And expect the rahmah of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. May Allah assist us. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Allah is forgiving, kind and merciful. وَإِذَا ضَرَبْتُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ
وَإِذَا ضَرَبْتُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ أَن تَقْصُرُوا مِنَ الصَّلَاةِ إِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَن يَفْتِنَكُمُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِنَّ الْكَافِرِينَ كَانُوا لَكُمْ عَدُوًّا مُبِينًا.
We shouldn't forget, all we have been discussing, the verses are related to the situation of insecurity that the Muslims found themselves. A period where the enemies are always ever ready to attack and kill them. The Muslims suffered in Mecca for 13 good years. When they migrated and came to Medina, the disbelievers were still following them, doing everything to ensure that the Muslims don't survive. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam led the Muslims with the guidance of Allah Ta'ala to take all the necessary steps to repel the enemy, to attack the enemy, to destroy the enemy, to protect Islam and to protect the Ummah. Muslims are not to be cowards. They are supposed to be ready to defend themselves, ready to ensure that their community is fully protected. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all these instructions to Rasul regarding jihad that has to do with attacking the enemies, protecting the Muslims, get alert, take your this, is in this kind of scenario or situation. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now saying, وَإِذَا ضَرَبْتُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ أَن تَقْصُرُوا مِنَ الصَّلَاةِ أَن تَقْصُرُوا مِنَ الصَّلَاةِ إِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَن يَفْتِنَكُمُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Allah ta'ala saying, إِنَّ الْكَافِرِينَ كَانُوا لَكُمْ عَدُوًّا مُبِينًا. Allah ta'ala said, وَإِذَا ضَرَبْتُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ, if you set out, you are on a journey to go for your jihad, to go for your activities, you are walking, you are moving, you are traveling, you are journeying, and then فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ, Allah said there is nothing wrong on you. أَن تَقْصُرُوا مِنَ الصَّلَاةِ, to reduce the salat you are going to observe. To reduce the salat, in khiftum an yaftinakum alladhina kafaru. If you are scared, you are not comfortable that the disbelievers might create fitna in you, might kill you, might attack you, you are scared of the kind of steps that the enemies will take, then the salat you are going to observe, Allah has given you permission to reduce it. Innal kafirina kanu lakum aduwwan mubina. For certainly disbelievers are very clear to you, clear enemies. Enemies very clear to you. They wanted to destroy you, they wanted to kill you. You shouldn't give them a chance to do that. This is to show you the importance of life, protection of life. Protection of life is one reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said Muslims can reduce their salat in order to protect the community, to protect their ummah, to protect their people, not to expose their people to danger. Because two things are very important to a Muslim life. Two things. One, how do you keep that relationship and link between you and Allah? Two, how do you maintain your relationship between you and the creators of Allah? You don't harm them, you don't cause injury to them. These two things are very important to your life. How do you enhance the relationship between you and Allah? Through your salat. Whoever doesn't take salat serious can never be a serious Muslim. Whoever has a problem with his salat will obviously have problem with Allah. And after death, the first thing that Allah Ta'ala will call you to account for is how do you maintain your salat. If your salat is sound and okay, so many other things between you and Allah will be easy. Between you and the creators of Allah, the first thing that will be interrogated, how do you manage the sacredness of their life, their blood? If you've ever shaded the blood of an innocent person, you will have a problem between you and Allah. Not to talk of killing an innocent life. So Allah Ta'ala is now telling us, if as Muslims, you are on a journey and you are scared, you are in a state of fear, you can reduce your salat. This and taqsuru min as-salat is this salatul qasr, that if you are traveling, instead of 4 salat, 4 rak'ah, you do 2. Scholar says no, this is not referring to that. The issue of salat of a journey is confirmed through the sunnah of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But this salat that you are to reduce salat, it is related to salatul khawf, a prayer that is related to when people find themselves in fear. The enemy might attack. They are waiting for you. Maybe if you bow down, they will attack you and destroy you. What do you do? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِذَا كُنْتَ فِيهِمْ
وَإِذَا كُنْتَ فِيهِمْ فَأَقَمْتَ لَهُمُ الصَّلَاةَ فَلْتَقُمْ طَائِفَةٌ مِّنْهُمْ مَعَكَ وَلْيَأْخُذُوا أَسْلِحَتَهُمْ فَإِذَا سَجَدُوا فَلْيَكُونُوا مِنْ وَرَائِكُمْ وَلْتَأْتِ طَائِفَةٌ أُخْرَى لَمْ يُصَلُّوا فَلْيَصَلُّوا
salat that is called Salatul Khawf, so that you will not expose the community to danger, so that you can protect the community, so that the life of the Muslim will be protected, even as the Muslims are struggling to serve Allah. Allah Ta'ala said, إذا كنت فيهم فأقمت لهم الصلاة فلتقم طائفة منهم معك وليأخذوا أسلحتهم فإذا سجدوا فليكونوا من ورائكم ولتأت طائفة أخرى لم يصلوا فليصلوا معك وليأخذوا حذرهم وأسلحتهم ود الذين كفروا لو تكفلون عن أسلحتكم وأمتعتكم فيميلون عليكم ميلة واحدة ولا جناح عليكم إن كان بكم أذى من مطر أو كنتم مرضى أن تضعوا أسلحتكم وخذوا حذركم إن الله أعد للكافرين عذابا مهينا. Allah now said, وَإِذَا كُنْتَ فِيهِمْ, if you are together with them as the leader and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in this case, any other leader of the community who is leading the Muslims can now take this particular position. If you are leading them, you are together with them, and you are in a state of fear that the enemy can attack from anywhere, at any time, what you are going to do, Allah Ta'ala said, فَأَقَمْتَ لَهُمُ الصَّلَاةِ, and you want to establish salat with them, then فَلْتَقُمْ طَائِفَةٌ مِّنْهُمْ مَعَكَ وَلْيَأْخُذُوا أَسْلِحَتَهُمْ. Let the party be divided into two. The Muslims should be divided into two. All of them having their weapons together with them, well armed, aslihatahum. They are armed to protect themselves and to repel the enemy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they should be together with you. فَإِذَا سَجَدُوا فَلْيَكُونُوا مِنْ وَرَائِكُمْ. If this party have observed the salat with you, sajad, they have gone to sujood, or some scholars say they have observed a raka'ah with you, meaning they have observed a portion of the salat with you. After that, فَلْيَكُونُوا مِنْ وَرَائِكُمْ, those people that are holding arm, that are protecting you, should be behind, meaning guarding you. وَلْتَأْتِ طَائِفَةٌ أُخْرَى لَمْ يُصَلُّوا فَلْيُصَلُّوا مَعَكَ. So that party that have not prayed with the first batch, they will now advance and then pray with you for Yusallu Ma'ak. وَلْيَأْخُذُوا, is that so? وَلْيَأْخُذُوا حِذْرَهُمْ وَأَسْلِحَتَهُمْ. They should all take their precautions and also take their own weapons. Meaning, be very careful and also be well armed, so that they cannot be taken by surprise. Allah Ta'ala said, what the disbelievers are hoping, because they are looking at it that if you go for salat, you are concentrating on your salat, they will seize that opportunity. So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, what the ladina kafaru, law takfuruna an aslihatikum. Their hope that they want to seek advantage is that you will become a sort of not conscious about your own armor, meaning you leave your weapon aside, you are concentrating on your salat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأَمْتِعَتِكُمْ, as well as what you are holding in terms of your load, فَيَمِيلُونَ عَلَيْكُمْ مَيْلَةً وَاحِدًا, and then they will attack you at once. Meaning they are trying to take chance. You know, if you are observing salat, you are concentrating on your salat, your mind will not be on the what do you call it, on the weapons or on your arms. You've gone to sujood, then they will attack you, and once and for all they finish with you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, that is what they are thinking. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given you that take precaution. What you are going to do, observe the salat by dividing yourself into two. If you go to a hadith of Rasul, there are many ways Salatul Khawf was explained. One, it can be like this. Scholar says it depends. If you are on a journey, usually Salatul Zuhur, Asr, and Isha is two rakats. So if you are on a journey traveling, and then you are in a state of fear that the enemy might attack you, then you share yourself into two. One party will be with the weapon and ready to face the enemy. The other party will now be together with the leader, especially if you are facing the enemies like that, or they are behind you in any way. They are explanation for what to do. This party that is together with the imam can then observe one rak'ah with the imam, while the other party will stand guarding the Muslims. After they will have observed one rak'ah with the imam, then the imam will wait for them. After waiting for them, they will now complete the other rak'ah, and then they will go back. The other people will now come and follow the imam. The imam will complete the other rak'ah with them. He will wait for them, then they will complete their own rak'ah, and the imam will do salam to them. This is one way. Another way, the imam will observe that one rak'ah, and then they will now stand up and go back. While the imam will then, the other people will now come with the imam. Observe another rak'ah, which is the second rak'ah for the imam and their own first rak'ah. And then after they will have done that, the imam will wait for them, they will stand up. So it remains one rak'ah for them, isn't it? Have I explained the first one? Then they will now complete the other rak'ah, and then they will do the salam together, the first batch and the second batch. Then there is the other one that the imam will do the rak'ah with them. After they will have done the sujood and then wake up, ruku, sorry. After they have done ruku, they have waked up, they will stay. Then the other party will now follow the imam, do the ruku and follow him to the sujood, while these people will be waiting. The imam will finish the sujood, then come up and then do it one after the other with them, so that each of them will get part of the salat with the imam, and at the end they will do the salam together. So what we are saying here is that the imam will do part of the rak'ah, either one rak'ah with this group and the other rak'ah with the other group. If it is 4 rak'ahs, then the imam will do 2 rak'ahs with this group and then 2 rak'ahs with the other group. In whatever situation, the two of them must not be in the state of sujood together, so that the enemies might not attack them by surprise. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, so that they will not attack you maylatan wahida. They will attack you without you being prepared. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَخُذُوا حِذْرَكُمْ. You should always وَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ إِنْ كَانَ بِكُمْ أَذًى مِّن مَطَرٍ. There is no harm on you that you are supposed to be fully armed. There is no harm on you if there is any discomfort that comes to you as a result of either rain or any other thing. أَوْ كُنْتُمْ مَرْضَىٰ, or you are sick, and تَضَعُوا أَسْلِحَتَكُمْ, that you can keep your own weapon. Meaning you should be well armed in any situation, except if you are discomfort. You are in a state where you cannot be together with your own arm. That is the only thing you can unarm yourself. Otherwise, you should remain fully armed and prepared. This one can be translated as well as a community or as a nation. That the nation and community should always be well armed and prepared to protect its own community. Even if you are not attacking the enemy, you are supposed to be well prepared and armed, so that you don't give chance to the enemies to come and attack you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if you are sick or you are discomforted due to rain, there is no harm until the aslihatakum. You can keep your own weapons. Allah ta'ala said, but in all situations, وَخُذُوا حِذْرَكُمْ. You should be on the alert. You should take precaution. Don't give chances to the enemies. Allah Ta'ala said, Inna Allah a'adda lil-kafirina adhaban muhina. Allah has prepared a disgraceful punishment to the disbelievers. What this is telling us is that the disbelievers that are always trying to attack you or destroy you or kill you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have prepared a punishment for them. But for you, take precautions to guard yourself. Don't give chances to the enemies. Now, what is the reason now that Muslims will fold their hands, and if something happens, they will say that is what Allah decreed? No, Allah has given you all that you need in terms of the steps you are supposed to take. Take precautions, take steps. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said a believer cannot be beaten twice in the same hole. If you suffer defeat one place, you shouldn't go back to the same place to suffer the same defeat. Muslims are supposed to always be on the alert. That Allah Ta'ala said that.
فإذا قضيتم الصلاة فاذكروا الله قياما
to still show the importance of salat. You don't leave salat even at the state of fear. In fact, some scholars of fiqh will say that this salatul khawf can be observed in different ways. It all depends on the kind of fear you find yourself. The salat can be observed while you are even moving. You are moving together, the battle is taking place, protecting yourself, protecting the ummah. You do Allahu Akbar, Salli Allahu Akbar. You all observe your salat and protect your community. This shows us the importance of what? Observing the salat. If even in this state you are to observe salat, how much more of a state when you are free and you are not scared of anything and you still abandon the salat. So Allah Ta'ala said, فَإِذَا قَضَيْتُمُ الصَّلَاةِ If you complete your salat, فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِكُمْ You should then remember Allah Ta'ala whether you are standing, or you are sitting, or you are lying down. At every stage, at every station you find yourself, remember Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. فَإِذَا اطْمَأْنَنْتُمْ فَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةِ If you are now comfortable, you are secured, there is no fear now, then you should observe the salat as usual. Observe the salat as it should be observed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ كِتَابًا مَوْقُوتًا For certainly, this salat that you are seeing, the observance of salat is not ordinary prayer. You pray and supplicate and ask Allah to know. It's a dedication between you and Allah. كَانَتْ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ كِتَابًا مَوْقُوتًا It has forever and ever on the believers being a binding and compulsory activity that they must observe kitaban mawquta, a compulsory act of ibadah that has a specified time. Meaning the salat have time. You don't allow it time to lapse. Even in this state of fear, it is only out of forgetfulness. If you forget salat or you slept off, that is when you don't have sin. But because you are scared, because you are not comfortable, in fact, scholars say even if you are in a state of junub, there is no water for you to perform ablution, you don't have a reason to allow the salat to elapse. Go and observe tayammum and observe the salat. Even if you cannot get close to wear a clean cloth, you don't allow the salat its time to lapse. So how much more of people that are secured and okay and comfortable, they will not pray Salatul Asr until the sun has set. And remember, there are 3 times for Salat, 3 times. 3 times for Salat, the Salat that is 5. One of these 3 times is the time between down to the appearance of the sun. The appearance of Fajr to the appearance of the sun. And that is the time for what? For Salatul Subhi. The other is the time from when the sun has tilted away from the mid up to the time the sun will set. This is another time for 2 salat, Salatul Zuhur and Salatul Asr. Then the other time is the time the sun has set till the time that the Al-Fajr will appear. And that's the time for which salat? 2 salat, Salatul Maghrib and Salatul Isha. And that is why if you forget Salatul Zuhur, for example, that you are supposed to observe maybe to 1 o'clock, one thing or the other made you not to observe the Salatul Zuhur until 5 p.m. The sun has not set, you are not still repaying the Salatul Zuhur. You are only praying the Salatul Zuhur at a delayed time, which is not correct. But the time has not elapsed. The time for Salatul Zuhur will only lapse if the sun has set. The same thing with Salatul Asr. Salatul Asr and Salatul Zuhur their time can only lapse if the sun has set. That is when if you are observing the Salat after the sun has set, you say that you are repaying the Salat. Then the same thing Salatul Maghrib, it will start immediately the sun has set. The time of Salatul Isha will start if the readiness of the sun from the side itself disappears. Then Salatul Maghrib, Salatul Isha will continue their time together until when the Al-Fajr have appeared. So even if you forgot and you slept off, you wake up, for example, 4 a.m. and you say, Subhanallah, I have not prayed Salatul Maghrib. The Salatul Maghrib you are praying and Salatul Isha is not repayment, but rather you are praying them at a delayed time, which is not the right time. Do you understand that? So there is difference between repaying Salat and observing the Salat at a delayed time, which is not the best. Like Salatul Zuhur, the best time that is called the time Mukhtar. The best time is immediately the sun has changed from the midday and then up to when the shadow of something will reach its own length. That's the best time to observe Salatul Zuhur. If you allow it to extend beyond that time, then you have committed wrong, because the Salatul Asr will commence when the shadow of everything has reached its length. Salatul Asr have commenced. If you delay Salatul Zuhur to that time, you have committed wrong. But Salatul Zuhur that you are going to pray that time, you are not repaying it. Then the time of Salatul Asr will now start. The Salatul Asr will continue until when the hotness of the sun has started changing to become cool. Then at that particular time, if you pray Salatul Asr, you are praying Salatul Asr at a delayed time. And then together with Salatul Zuhur, until the sun will have set. The same thing, Salatul Maghrib, the best time is you observe it immediately the sun has set. When you will have observed all the necessary acts of purification, ablution, and this and that, up to the observance of Salat. That is the Mukhtar of Salatul Maghrib. If you delay it after that, you have not done right, but it is not repaying it. Then Salatul Isha and Maghrib will continue. Isha up to 1/3 of the night is still the first part of Isha. If you pray Isha, for example, 9 p.m. is the right time of Isha. And that is why it is being said that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sometimes will delay Salatul Isha if he realizes that people have not gathered much in the masjid. Sometimes he will do it early, depending on the situation, whether people are gathered or not. He even said, if not for the fact that he don't want to make things difficult for Muslims, he will have asked them that they delay Salatul Isha until when the night is divided into 3, the first one part of the night. But because if it is delayed to that time, some people will sleep. So that is why it is done earlier. I pray Allah Ta'ala says. So Allah Ta'ala said, Inna salata kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta. Salat on believers is a binding and compulsory activity that has specified time. And if you want to serve Allah with Salat, observe that particular. You want to serve Allah with it, observe the Salat within that specified time. So I pray Allah Ta'ala assist us. We have come to the end of today. So today, the emphasis is more on Salat. Irrespective of the situation you find yourself, whether you are in a state of fear or you are not in a state of fear, take care of your Salat. And we have also seen how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught the Muslims what to do to protect their community, even though they still observe their own Salat. There is no step that the Ummah can take to protect its own people that you can say this step is more or is much. Government can do everything within its reach to protect its own Ummah or its own community, especially as situation now we are. Allah Ta'ala said all of us should be well armed. A situation has come now that the issue of arming yourself is not there in the laws of so many other countries. Security have been overtaken by what? By the government. The responsibility of providing security is squarely on the government. So here the government must be fully armed to ensure that it provides adequate security to the citizens. And that is why it is being said one of the most important responsibility of a leader is to provide what? Security. If there is no security, then the leadership has failed. The same thing, if an individual cannot provide security for himself, he has exposed himself to all kind of ridicule, all kind of danger, all kind of destructions. So everything must have to be done to protect life. Very important in Islam. Hifz al-nafs. Protect life, protect human beings, protect their properties, protect their integrity, protect their honor. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will assist us. If even Salat, Allah will say, adjust your Salat just to protect the community. It means you can adjust so many things in order to provide security. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us peace and security in our country. May Allah grant us peace and security in our states. May Allah grant us peace and security in our respective homes. May Allah protect us against all kinds of evil or harms coming from our enemies. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This one said, Assalamu alaikum. Madam, please, can somebody rub palm kernel oil or shea nut butter, that is mankabi, you put it in bracket, on his body and even including face during fasting? Yes. This one will not nullify his fasting. Rubbing anything within your body. What nullifies fasting is whatever passed through the throat, and that will provide satisfaction in terms of drink or in terms of food. But anything within the body, that will not nullify fasting in any way. Even when our scholars are talking about bahud, that is a kind of this, what do you call it? That you have smoke that you use for scent. This thick smoke of scent, scholar says that one can nullify fasting because it is like a thick scent that is going inside you. And if you sometimes you throw your what do you call it, moko, you can see it's part of it. It's the same thing like smoking cigarettes. All these ones break fasting. But other than that, like pomade, like scent, like all these things, they don't break fasting. Allah. This one saying, what can you say about the Muslims, villagers, that pick arms by themselves to fight the hostiles, meaning to fight the enemies, I think, even though the government has failed? No, I cannot declare that the government has failed. The government has failed because the government is still in existence and is still doing something. But certainly there are problems, there are lapses, there are issues that we all know. And in Islam, there is no harm for you to protect yourself. In fact, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, if someone comes to attack you, what will you do? Do you give him your property? He said, don't give him the property. Then the person asks, oh, the Messenger of Allah, how about if he attacks me? The Prophet said, attack him. Then the person asks, oh, the Prophet, how about if he killed me? He said, you die as a martyr. Then he said, oh, the Messenger of Allah, how about if I'm the one that killed him? Rasul said, you have killed nothing. You have done nothing by killing him. So in a situation where you can't do anything, you can protect yourself. But no one can tell you in the present situation we are in, go and pick arm and arm yourself. It's the government that can give that directive. Because the government have taken it upon itself that the security of the people is on its head. I don't think the law of our land today permits individual to go and buy AK-47 and go. The law has not provided for that. So what is there is that the government is the one that should pick up the responsibility. But you are still where you are. If anybody should attack you, there is no harm for you to take steps to ensure that you protect yourself. I pray Allah Ta'ala assist us. It's going to be a kind of a situation of anarchy if you said everybody should go and pick arm. It's anarchy. And by the time you say people should take arm to protect themselves, if at the end they have protected themselves, they will pick the arm against themselves. We have seen what is happening in other countries. People will take arms. The intention is to fight the enemies. The intention is to do this. After the enemies are no more there, then they will become enemies to themselves. So it will never be wise for anyone to say at this present situation, everybody should go and arm himself. I pray Allah to allow us sisters. But at the same time, those in authority should remember any single life that is lost, Allah will call them to account for that blood. Any single life. Because they promise, they took an oath that they are going to provide this security. Unless if Allah knows best. They have given everything they could and that security couldn't be provided. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. But a situation where money is being diverted or priority is not given to the security, it's given to other things, then at that particular situation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will definitely call those on authority to come and account for that misplacement of priorities. I pray Allah assist us. So never will someone like me say that go and arm or pick arm to protect yourself. I mean to arm yourself. But I will always say go and protect yourself. It's in line with the teachings of our deen. And our people out there in the villages, they know all these things. Some have taken steps, organized steps to protect themselves. If there is organized way, the leadership of the community, either traditional leadership, is very much aware. That is why we have all this issue of, what do you call them? Vigilante, isn't it? And some other armed group within the community, that the leadership of the community is aware, either traditional leadership or whatever, they are aware that this particular community is taking these steps to protect its own community. Then that one will have been a different thing than individuals go and buy arms, go and do this. It's going to be a situation that at the end of it might backfire. I pray Allah protect us. Can one fast for his mother who missed fasting and could not fast again due to old age and other challenges? Our scholar says you cannot fast for your mother the fasting of Ramadan. Allah has given options for those people that cannot fast. If she is sick, it is sickness, then suspend the fasting until you are well. If it is old age or a sickness that there is no hope for the cure, feed someone, a needy once per day. So Allah has given option. So if that particular old mother of yours could not fast, you can only help her to feed someone who is supposed to be fed, not for you to fast on her behalf. Of course, there is a hadith that some scholars can refer to, and other scholars used to refer to, that someone asked Rasulullah, can he fast on behalf of his parent? And Rasulullah said, what can you do if your parents have a kind of a burden of paying a loan and they couldn't? Will you pay that loan on their behalf? He said, I will do so. He said, so the same thing in respect to your parents and the fasting. Scholars of Islam say this is the fasting that is called Sawm of another. He took a promise, or she took a promise, not compulsory fasting that Allah has given option of what to do. On his own, he said, if Allah should do this for me, I'm going to fast so number of days. Then for one reason or the other, he couldn't fulfill that promise and he died. Then you can now do that fasting on behalf of that particular person, to pay back what he has promised to do but couldn't do. This is the fasting that Rasul is referring to in this case, and that's the explanation of our scholars. May Allah assist us. This one? I think it's almost time. I'm not seeing the clock. If it is time, try to tell me. Is it permissible to perform Taraweeh prayers with your wife at home while the congregational Taraweeh prayer is going on in the mosque close to one's house? Yes, it's permissible. It's permissible for you to observe your Taraweeh at home, either with your wife or you alone. It's permissible. In fact, the Taraweeh itself, some scholars says, it is even better that you observe it alone or at home. Why it is good for it to be observed in the masajid? Because it is a sign. It is one of the sha'ir, sign that will show respect to that particular month of Ramadan. If the mosque is going to be deserted, nobody in the mosque, then it becomes necessary for you to come to the mosque and observe Salah. Or if you are someone that if you don't come to the mosque, some people will be discouraged from coming, then you need to come to the mosque so that you encourage others people. Or if you are someone that you get only more strength or energy by the time you are in the masjid, then you come to the mosque rather than praying alone. Or if you are someone whose recitation is not sound and good, then it is better you come to the mosque than you do it alone at home. Or if so many other reasons. But if you have recitation and you may even concentrate more, and your absence in the masjid will not cause anything, then you pray your Tarawih together with your family at home, you have not committed anything wrong. The only thing scholars will say is that it will have been the best you observe Salatul Isha in the mosque, because that one is compulsory. Do you get that? While the Salatul Tarawih, which is the Nawafil, you then observe it at home. This will have been a better thing for you. I pray Allah Ta'ala assist us. اللهم إنا ولا تعين علينا وانصرنا ولا تنصر علينا واهدنا سبل السلام ونجنا من الظلمات إلى النور. اللهم تقبل صيامنا وقيامنا وركوعنا وسجودنا واجعلنا من عبادك الراشدين برحمتك يا رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وآل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.